Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly why dating in 2026 is way easier than the previous years. And no, it's not because women got easier or are more promiscuous. We have more red flag women, we have more women that are easier to date, to riz, whatever. It's just due to the fact that the competition is near or as closest to zero as it can be, with lots of upcoming entrepreneurs with zero social skill, with lots of money, with no social experience before, that think money equals riz. And that's not the case. For all those entrepreneurs who have money, freedom, but lack social skills, lack social status, lack social power, it really is a superpower if you have the social skills in place, dating is very easy. Why? Because women feel the same. Women know when they are around men, they're constantly comparing those men, and a guy with normal social traits is above 99% of the other entrepreneurs. Why? Just because socially not awkward. That's literally the only reason. Because you guys have all the same in common. You have money. Most of you even don't, because most of you even lie about your money. But that's not the case in today's video. So most of you have money, have freedom, have the lifestyle. This is what all of you have in common. What are you lacking? The social aspect. The how do you talk to not just women, how do you talk and interact with other men? Are you constantly talking just about business? Well, that's boring. So I'm going to break down exactly how to be successful with women or in dating in 2026. So as I've told you, most men in 2026 don't approach, they hide behind dating apps or like purely behind dating apps. You can use those dating apps to leverage your time. To leverage your time. Most men even overthink their texts, and they actually panic when a woman pulls back because you're weird. That sounds like something that most entrepreneurs have in common. So you can close six-figure deals. You can be stone cold, like ice cold, talking to your potential client and tell him, yeah, bro, that's the price. Take it or leave it. But you can't with women. You stress about a single woman can stress you out so much can stress you out to the points that you are overthinking constantly, that you can't hold eye contact properly because you're like, oh my God, what's he going to do? Like, that's why you're always wearing glasses. You don't need those in order to like look people into the eyes, okay? So there's certain things you can do to already be ahead of 99% of the boys. So, or like men, you can just be physically attractive, so train your body. You just have to dress clean. Most of you don't even dress clean. If you have a sister or like a female cousin or whatever, just ask her to dress you, like to go shopping with you. That's it, cheat code, done. There's even done for you services where you can tell people to buy you clothes, which is okay. You can't speak calmly, like in a calm voice, you don't overrush situations. You can lead decisively, so you tell what you want. You don't ask questions, you just do. You don't think, you know. Like these type of things, you're already ahead of most of these entrepreneurs, even though it may sound too easy. It literally is that easy. Because entrepreneurs in 2026, even worse in 2025 and the previous years, are just hiding behind their social media. And I've seen in Cape Town, those entrepreneurs who have lots of money, lots of status, lots of followers online, they're cringe, bro. They have no aura whatsoever. They literally cannot pull women without their money. And women are just with them purely out of financial reasons. Or to meet men like me, they know if they meet me in person, I'm just a guy that they want to hang around with because I don't seek for their attention. I literally don't. Why does dating feel so hard? Because you see all those women on those social media apps, on Instagram, you're constantly comparing yourself not to the real person, real human being, but to the social media, like the online figure. And it's obviously hard to compare and hard to compete. You also think that women have infinite options, which they do when it just comes to who is giving them attention, but their options are limited, bro. Because their options are limited to the people that don't want them. Because these are the guys that they actually crave their attention. And not retards and not ignorant guys. No, I mean the guys that obviously tell them that they're interested, but the moment when they pull back, the women, the guy pulls back also and not like leans into and like spends more attention for them. That's the boys, or that's the guys, that's the men women are actually looking for. And there are only a few. I've been in Cape Town and I can maybe say it's 5 that I've met personally, or like 4 that I've met personally, that I'd say, yeah, I can see why he's successful. The other ones are not. And why is this the case? Because you boys, which is not a problem, because that's why you got to the point. You've skipped the whole social development because you've been in front of your laptop. You haven't most likely been to any like sports team with more people involved. That's why you're just grinding, making money. Others were getting rejected, building social awareness, learning emotional control while getting rejected, failing in public, getting publicly humiliated, which is not the case, but everybody chose their own path. You chose the I'm making money, I'm getting rich, which is obviously perfectly fine, but you're spending money on coaches to get you further ahead in your business, but you won't spend money on like social status, like how to acquire social status, which is fine, but it just takes ages. Because why would you think that you can skip this whole learning process without actually paying for it or like really going out for it? You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even those dating coaches, those pickup coaches, whatever, all of them, or most of them are fake, but all of them have one thing in common. They just went out there. They just did the things. Even I just went out there. I was at the same place. I just went out there and did my not research, but I had my approaches. That's why I'm successful with it. So if I was to break it down to 5 steps that you would have to make or have to take in 2026, is first of all, get in shape. Most of you aren't even in shape. Then fix your style, like your style. Have a nice haircut, dress in a nice way, properly. Then step number 3 is approach in real life. Like really approach, talk to women and just giving them a real compliment. Your interaction doesn't have to be with you getting laid the same night, bro. That's not what you can expect. It's just go out there, tell them, hey, I just wanted to tell you that you're really cute. That's it. She says either thank you or doesn't even reply. If she says thank you, that's a win, that's a W. If she doesn't reply, that's a win also. You got rejected and you learn how to handle these situations. Step number 4 is lead. Lead quickly. So you tell them where and when to be. You don't negotiate. You tell her, hey, see you then and there. If she's interested, she will say yes, or she will tell you another time that fits for her, and that's all right. Anything other but those 2 options, you just ignore. Simply, that's it. And step number 5, control your emotions, bro. It's not that deep if you get rejected. Everybody gets rejected. Andrew Tate gets rejected, and I know that for a fact that they were messaging or like DMing women and they would just not reply, but do you think he gives a fuck? No, he doesn't. And there's no magic trick. There's no like, you can't snap your fingers and be successful tomorrow, but you can start. That's literally the way to go. You can start or get ahead with a shortcut. You can choose your own path. But most of you are so ignorant that you won't start and won't get the shortcut because you think being in places like Cape Town where you can just spend money to be around women, which won't even fuck you, to be honest, which are just there for the money, which are just there for the dinner, or are just there for taking cool Instagram pics, or are just there to meet guys like me to then go out with me. That's you guys. The truth, again, dating isn't hard. You're just untrained. It is training. It's just social training. You have to get out there, get socially rejected, learn from it, build your confidence, and then improve until you master it. And then you will see that it's really not that hard, and that whatever I tell you really is the truth. Because everybody that's successful with it agrees with what I'm saying. Everybody. I haven't heard one guy disagreeing with me that is successful with women. And not just getting laid often, but more so getting respected by women. No one. So yeah, this video is literally for you if you're an entrepreneur in 2026, even though you're successful. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and check out my Telegram. I'm posting posts like these, or like stories like these every day. In fact, I'm going to read out one story that I just posted today. See, one story. Your problem isn't that you don't know what to say. It's that you think there's something magical to say. There isn't. Attraction doesn't come from perfect words. It comes from how you show up, your energy, your presence, whether you lead or you follow. You're waiting to learn the right line, the clever opener, the smooth transition. Meanwhile, the guy who with half your vocabulary, for example me, I'm not native English, but I don't give a fuck, is taking her home because he's comfortable in his own skin. I'm comfortable with who I am, I don't care. So stop studying, start talking. Your next conversation matters more than your next course. It really matters, that's the story, it really matters. So the key takeaway here is, it matters how you say, not what to say. So start saying anything with the right, you can literally fuck around, say whatever, just with the right tonality, with the right confidence. That's it. See you in the next video.